We're setting up at Kalgoorlie. John's just putting the awning out. We've actually got gravel, but crushed gravel.
Oh, and it's not hot.
And it's not hot.
How is that?
I know. We're on site 53. Of course, the wind started, John, as soon as I walked out there.
Not that.
It's a breeze, it's just a breeze, but we've booked for 2 nights here. We may stay 3. We've got a few things to do. I've got some work to do. I've actually got some job interviews.
Job interviews?
Yeah. So, this is where we are.
While we're here, let's just talk about these.
Oh.
So my son-in-law gave me these, 2 of these. I think he got them from a fishing shop. But it's to stop the sun from coming in on your arm and burning your arm when you've got short sleeves on.
When you're driving?
Yeah, what a great idea.
They are. Can you see a brand? They're called Crazy Arms.
Crazy Arms. We're not sponsored by them or anything. They're just great. You don't get burnt and have to worry about it. You can wear short sleeves and
they're like water.
Like a stocking, really.
Yeah, but they're not a cotton material. They're like a swimsuit material.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you have to do, and they're done.
Yeah.
How easy is that? Pretty good.
Good stuff. Grab yourself some Crazy Arms. They're great. My goodness.
They're the original chairs.
Are they really?
They're wrought iron.
Wow. Look at the detail in...
Yeah, that's right. I said, you take one step, it throws it all out. The rich people sit up there, of course. Today, it's illegal to have balconies like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So people have to sit back about 3 seats.
Okay.
This is tin.
Oh, I was going to say, is that a curtain?
Yeah. So, here's another view.
Wow. So how old, if they're original chairs, how old are they?
1908. Boulder Town Hall too. They got tours today. Yeah.
10:30. Yeah, probably missed it.
And they got the famous Gocha curtain.
Oh.
Philip Gocha, he painted it. It's a drop curtain.
Okay.
It's the only one like it in the world. They didn't know it was behind up top for years. Anyway, they had it restored and everything, and it's in the Boulder. Boulder is a small hall.
Okay.
And there was a competition which hall would be built first. The band used to play here, but they closed it in because those days are gone now.
Yeah.
Right? So just remember what I told you there. This is the back. Right? You look up here.
On stage.
You look up here. That's where all the drop curtains, all that comes down.
All that comes down from up there.
You see all those wires and that up there?
Yeah.
You couldn't touch them with bare hands. Oh, I get shivers when I tell this story. It's like touching cactus bush.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a special man comes in and treats it. You can't touch, like I said, with your hands because of the spikes. And the treatment is to stop rats, mice from chewing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're...
Here, quick. This hall is much flatter. The one in Boulder goes up a bit. It's all to do with the acoustic sound. In the olden days, people used to play. You'll see here the dates. They played, you know, and that's all.
And they've all signed the wall.
Yeah. This here is one of the original ladders to get up top here.
Oh, look, it's a little hatch.
Yes. See, in Boulder, they're all on the side like these bolts. They all hold. It's a different ladder, but you know. But see how?
So this is original.
Yes.
And the rungs. Wow. This is so cool. This is so cool.
I thought you'd like it. I do. I love showing you. This is a privilege to work here.
Oh,
I love it when the caretaker, the other one, disappears. Here's another one, another ladder. He disappears, so I get to work here. I love it. You can tell I could tell you were very interested,
Oh, no.
and I had to say to the little girl, it's all right, you know, and
Well,
had to show
thank
you.
you so much.
Well, you know people. Yeah. If people come through,
Yeah.
you got your ticket. The less unwealthy come through where the lift is.
Right.
When they'd be sitting around and drinking, when it was time for the show, that would be the bell.
Right.
When that
Up
rings,
there.
they've got to go upstairs.
So this is Kalgoorlie. It is way busier than what we thought it would be. There's so many shops, but in between all the little shops is the old heritage buildings. It's fantastic. So we're just walking up the main street now, and we're going to show you a hotel. It's called the York Hotel.
How big is Kalgoorlie though? Like it's huge.
So big.
I thought it was small.
30,000 people.
Yeah.
St Barbara was the Christian daughter of a heathen nobleman who had promised her hand in marriage to a non-Christian suitor. She fled to hide in the underground mine. The miners protected her, and in return she passed on her Christian teachings. For 2 years she remained underground until shepherds informed her father of her whereabouts. Getting water, she was captured and sentenced to death by her father. Wow. Is it even open? No. Looks like it's closed. The lady in the town hall said to me, "Go to the York Hotel, have a nice drink."
It's closed. Why? I think they
Because
see
it's
us
us.
coming and they just must bolt the doors.
Right.
Must bolt the doors.
What is it? It's 11 o'clock on a, what is it, Wednesday?
It is Thursday.
A Thursday morning. You would think it would be open because it would be lunchtime soon.
No, they seen us coming, they bolted the doors and ran out the back or something. Must be you must be freaking scary.
Maybe
or
you
something.
smell and they see you come and go, "Oh my God, no way."
No, they knew I was coming from myself that afternoon. That's crazy.
All right. I want to go down and just take a photo of that town hall, John.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Okay, so we're in the main street of Kalgoorlie. That's that town hall. There's another town hall in Boulder, which is the next suburb, which is supposed to be just as grand. It has a few different features. she encouraged me to go and have a look at that. Now, there was a tour at 10:30 today and we missed that because I was looking in here, but we can go and look at it and walk around. I don't think we'll be able to do what I did in there,
That's
though.
right. That's right.
But we'll go there later.
Yep.
Okay, so we've decided on Chinese for lunch in Kalgoorlie. So we're going to have this. Let's see what it tastes like. They've got a nice smorgasbord down the back there. Alrighty.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so for $17.50 you get fried rice and 3 dishes. So John got fried rice, honey chicken, Mongolian beef and sweet and sour pork. And I got fried rice, satay beef, sweet and sour pork and honey chicken.
Where's my T-bone?
No T-bones here, John.
T-bone and chips?
No.
No?
No, not today. I'm going to show you this hotel across the road. It's called Tattersalls Hotel. It's not a hotel anymore. It's got an Indian restaurant, a lapidary club and a convenience store. So we're going to go into the museum of the Goldfields.
There's $4 million worth of gold in there apparently on display. So we're going to go out rich.
It's so bright. Oh, I've realised I haven't got my sunglasses on. No wonder it's bright. All my hat, all the microphones.
Holy golly.
Look at that. Holy crap. Yeah, this is the vault. Inside the vault there is a $4 million worth of gold in here.
So what we got? P.
Yeah.
What's P mean?
Platform.
Huh? Holy dolly, really?
Okay.
You know I like heights, right?
I said to you I'll go up and you don't have to. So you remember when we were walking in and I showed you that big contraption? This is it.
Holy guacamole.
It's a good view of Kalgoorlie though.
Oh no, it's
John's scared of heights if you didn't know that. You right, darling? Alright, let's go down. He's going. Alright, let's go.
Ground?
Go ground. Hasn't been the exciting museum I thought. Like I thought there was going to be this massive bullion of gold, like massive thing.
I know.
When they said $4 million of gold, I thought it was going to be huge.
It really isn't a great deal these days.
Well, it isn't, I suppose, but I don't know. I had different expectations of what it was going to be.
It's all money to me.
Okay, so this is the outside of the world's narrowest pub.
We were on the other side, we were right.
Okay, I knew Kalgoorlie was going to be hot, but the man at the counter told you what?
It's not normally this hot, although at the moment it's probably normal, but he sort of said it's going to be up to what, 42 to 46 in the next couple of days. And it's
Climate change?
Oh, and he said, yeah, climate change is definitely real. Because he's been here forever. He grew up here. And you can notice the difference how dry it is and it just doesn't rain.
Yeah, so there you go, it has changed. Now John just told me all this and it flowed from his mouth.
Oh, well,
so I said,
I can't.
So I said, let's tell everybody about that.
everyone probably watching us realises that I always stumble in front of the freaking camera.
So yeah, that's what you get anyhow. It's different. It's changed.
Probably people there probably thinking, is he all there?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to put it in the bin.
Is that a bin?
It says the bin. I'm trying to get rid of this so I don't have to throw it on the ground.
Oh, the world's tallest bin.
Yeah, he's supposed to get at the top.
I don't
I think
know.
there's a ladder around the back. Nope.
Wow. Interesting. There's your big thing, the world's tallest bin.
That ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
Nope.
Alright. Okay, we've just come around the block into the middle of nowhere to find a tree. It's called Paddy Hannan's tree. And this is it here. See if I can find out what's so special about this tree. Alright, this is the vicinity Patrick Hannan, Thomas Flanagan and Daniel Shea first found colours of gold on the 10th of June 1893. A reward claim was applied for by Hannan and Flanagan at Kalgoorlie on the 17th of June 1893. The first tree to mark this spot was planted on the 3rd of August 1897 by Miss Florence Snell, stepdaughter of Mayor Parsons. Well, there you go. So this was the site that gold was very first found here. There's a sign there, a plaque that says, there's that plaque, and it says Centenary of Western Australia 1929, erected by the citizens of Kalgoorlie in honour of the late Patrick Hannan, discoverer of Kalgoorlie, who found gold on this spot 15th of June 1893. So that's what we just went all around the block. We're at the back of buildings, see? Just to show you a tree, but there you go. All right, John, now this statue we're going to look at isn't the original statue.
Oh.
All right, it's a replica of the proper statue, and the reason being was this statue got
Stolen?
vandalised.
Oh.
I believe that's how it went. Anyhow, this is Paddy Hannan.
Oh, there's a tap hanging out of his little water bag.
It's got a little waterfall, yeah. And you can turn it on, it's a bubbler.
Yeah.
All right. There you go, look at that, out of his water bag. Paddy Hannan was a Irish prospector who was credited with the first discovery of gold in Kalgoorlie alongside Thomas Flanagan and Daniel Shea. But there's a story to the monument.
Okay.
So, some undesirable people decided to behead this monument.
Oh, really?
There was a man and a lady, and now I can't remember if the lady told me it was the original monument or this monument, okay, but the original is inside the town hall, and I think I filmed it, and here's bronze. This one maybe not. But anyhow, when whoever it was decided to knock its head off, the lady that was with him, the head fell on her toes and dropped on her toes and chopped them off.
Sucked in.
Yeah, calm as a bitch, eh?
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah. There you go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Moral to this story is leave someone's head alone.
It is.
Especially when there's a brass statue.
Exactly. I was so lucky that lady took me around the town hall, eh?
You were very lucky.
That was so cool. All right. So we're actually passing time, really, because John and I are going to do a really exciting tour.
I know.
This afternoon. We won't tell them what the tour is.
I'm excited about this one.
We don't know if we're going to be allowed to film the tour.
We'll try to do a sneaky one if we can.
But we're going to try. But yeah, stay watching.
Mum's a word.
Yeah, don't tell my mum and dad that I'm doing this. Okay. So we've come out to the CGM Super Pit.
Super Pit.
KC Jam, I think that's what it was called. And in the distance we can see movements of trucks.
Got the trucks up on the hill just parked in the line.
They are too.
They all dumping off? What are they doing?
No.
It's what the guys say, it goes down 4 kilometres or something.
Yeah. Do you know? That's a big sucker, isn't it?
That's huge. You haven't realised they're that big, eh?
No.
No wonder when they're on the road, they go, it's 8.5 metre coming.
You could almost have a picnic under the part that goes on the truck cabin. You watch it on TV and you see how big these pits are, but bloody hell.
Yeah, the sheer size of them, or scale of them.
Well, just standing next to this, and then looking down into the pit and seeing how small they
I
look.
think there might
in the
have been like
pit.
a... Oh, there's actually a better lookout up there. No drone zone.
So everyone keeps commenting about John with his drone in. Everywhere we've been has either been windy or we went through Northern Territory. So it was all national parks, wasn't it, there? Got to West Australia, so bloody windy on the coast. Come into Kalgoorlie and look what we've got.
I'm trying.
We
I'm
really
trying my
are
hardest.
trying.
And by the time I get the drone back up again, I've forgotten what bloody controls it is.
And John, we even have it in the car. We've remembered to bring it with us.
We've got it with us, but we just can't use it. And there's workmen everywhere, so you can't just zip it up. But it says on the thing anyway, no drones, it won't let you take off. Oh, look at this. This is better.
Wow.
Whoa.
Bloody hell.
That's crazy, isn't it?
So we're going to walk up. There's like a viewing platform up here. And there's a big scoopy thing.
Scoop.
So we've had our photo taken in the big scoopy thing. And then you come over here to the lookout. It's a really big covered place with loads and loads of information. But have a look over here, the size of these wheels for their trucks. Seriously, imagine changing these wheels. This wheel here, look where it's up to on my body. Look at this. They blasted in this super pit in celebration for International Women's Day in 2019, and they put pink in the
That's cool.
dynamite.
That's pretty damn cool.
So you can come here on days, you can look up on their website to see when they're going to blast. Apparently they're not blasting today, of course, John and Tracie style, come when nothing's happening. But we are going to probably stay an extra night here, so we're going to look up tonight online if they're blasting tomorrow, and we'll be out here for the blast, yeah?
Yeah, I was just looking at what they cost and what all their payload and stuff is. Caterpillar 793C haul truck, 40 on site, replacement cost $5.7 million Australian. Gross power 2,300 horsepower, weighs 166 tonne, fuel tank is 3,790 litres. Imagine filling that up.
Wow.
245 tonne payload. You know what, we'd be able to tow our caravan with that and be all right, I reckon.
We could.
Maximum speed is 60 kilometres per hour.
So that's the Caterpillar, and then they've got the Komatsu face shovel.
Yeah, 3 on site, replacement cost $18 million Australian. Gross power 4,020 horsepower, 2 engines.
Oh.
Weighs 750 tonne, fuel tank 13,000 litres,
Wow.
13,900 litres. 1 full bucket is equivalent to 68 tonnes in one bucket.
Full bucket.
Maximum speed is 2.4 kilometres per hour.
That's slow. That's insane. Isn't that insane?
Just to get the gold out of the ground, eh? You just don't realise, do you?
There are 4 main types of blasts. The four main types are production, which is large paddock-like blasts containing up to 350,000 tonnes of ore and waste. The next one is called a trim blast, long thin blasts next to the wall designed to minimise vibration to protect the wall from damage. Then you've got the pre-split blast, a single line of closely spaced holes designed to achieve a straight, smooth wall. They are loaded with sausage-like explosives and are oversized or pops blast. Boulders too large to pick up by the shovel are drilled and refired using primers.
20 past 2, we've got to get
All right,
going.
we've got to get going. I'll just give you one more quick look at this, and then we've got to go to our surprise visit.
You could look at that forever, couldn't you?
You could.
And
All
just,
right, Johnny.
I can
We
see.
are
I
here.
can see where we are.
We are here.
How much money have we got?
Now,
You gonna me some money?
this cost us $35 each to do this tour. So it is on the pricey side, but we have been told that it's a fun tour.
Yeah. Do we any extras with that?
John.
Well, I'm just asking. No one knows what I'm talking about yet.
All right, so this is where we are.
Maybe you could get a job there to top our funds up. I don't know.
If anyone's interested in a saggy baggy elephant.
No, don't be like.
Anyhow, John.
Yep.
Let's be serious for a minute.
I'm always serious.
The famous Cuesta Casa brothel,
Yeah. Even holding the mic, look at that.
known as the Pink House. And when I tried to ring them this morning, it came up on my phone, the Pink House.
Oh. But it's not pink, it's just got pink doors.
It's the only remaining brothel from a time when there were over 30 brothels in Kalgoorlie.
30 brothels in Kalgoorlie.
Yeah.
There's one in every street.
Yeah. There's a tour every day at 3 o'clock. Now, it doesn't include Christmas Day. It's been operating for over 100 years, and I did read somewhere that was like 120 years.
And they've got starting stalls.
Yep. So
Yeah.
these pink windows here.
Everyone needs to Google it or, yeah. Okay.
Okay, these pink windows here, or pink doors, see all those? They're called starting stalls, the Kalgoorlie starting stalls.
And every night time you just go along and pick one that you want.
So we're going to come for a drive one night and have a look of a night time.
Tonight.
John feels like it is degrading to women to be
I think
doing
it is really, yeah.
All jokes aside, working as a brothel, it starts at 7 p.m. until the doors closed, if you're interested in that type of stuff.
Until the doors close.
Yeah.
I have to wait till you go to sleep tonight.
When we come out, we'll tell you all about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
All right, John.
Right,
We've-
Tracy.
We've been to the Bordeaux.
Yeah, we've been there, yeah.
Actually, where are you? You hold that for a minute.
Selfie stick?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just going to get something.
Wow. Yeah, have a look if it's still an operating bordello. Or Bordeaux,
Okay.
whatever you want to call it.
Okay. It says the Cuesta Casa Bordello Tour, Australia's oldest working brothel. Now, to me, that means
It's working.
it's working
There's
now.
girls in there working, doing their...
Right. Built at the turn of the century, this famous Hay Street landmark is one of Kalgoorlie's historical brothels. The Madam leads curious locals and tourists on a tour of this working brothel. Right? This unique tour is set to surprise you. Strictly 18 plus event. $35 each.
Honestly, it was... I'm just going to be brutally honest. It was a waste of money, and it's false advertising.
So she hasn't had a girl working there for 15 years. 15 years.
15 years.
But it is advertised.
Yep.
We sat for an hour and a half
Just
in the parlour with
yes.
the lady, and she did tell, I've got to say, she did tell some very, very interesting stories
The
of
first
the
20
back in the day.
The first 20 minutes was just irrelevant.
Yeah. But the stories of back in the day,
Yeah, they were
and
interesting.
of Kalgoorlie and how brothels came about and how
Yeah.
they were run
Yeah.
and all that was incredibly interesting. It really, really was.
And the history of the place, obviously.
Yeah, the history of
But I just
Cuesta Casa.
don't like misleading information.
We went into 3 rooms, 3 of the old bedrooms. That was it. There was no refreshments or anything. But
I've got no words. I said what I had
in
to
all
say.
honesty, it's her only income. Fair enough. Okay, but
no, it's misleading still.
it's misleading.
It's not a working brothel, and the starting stalls.
The starting stalls are empty. They're just like there's nothing in them, so you really don't see. I was expecting it to be, I don't know, something.
I was expecting different.
Yeah. So, as John said, brutally honest, $35.
That's $70 for 2 people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a yeah. But anyhow, that's all I've got to say.
That's all I've got to say because it probably won't be allowed to put on YouTube.
So we're going to make a decision tonight whether we're going to stay longer or not. We'll decide later on when we go through all the bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Okay. We're back again.
Back in, we forgot to tell you
We
some
forgot
things.
to tell you some things.
Because it was interesting.
So, up until 24 years ago, no. Yeah,
She bought the place
34
years ago.
But no, I'm talking about containment. So there was a thing called containment. And up until, was it 24 years ago, containment was lifted? Yeah, 2000.
2000, yes.
Containment meant, so in Kalgoorlie, all the brothels were in Hay Street. The girls that went to work at the brothels...
They were scattered throughout Kalgoorlie, but the council wanted them. They wanted to be a family-friendly town, so they moved them all to Hay Street.
Because they thought when it was all scattered throughout town, the gentlemen that...
The girls were calling them over and
yeah, they were sort of waving at the
doing
male
somersaults
friends.
with no undies on and stuff like that.
But also, what they wanted, they didn't want the girls to be walking around town and running into their clients when the clients would be there with their family, like their wives and stuff.
Handbags are lovely. Don't I know you from somewhere?
Yeah.
No?
So they had this thing called containment. So the girls that worked in those brothels basically weren't allowed to leave the brothel. So between dawn and dusk, or is it dusk and dawn? Dusk and dawn, they were not allowed to leave the house, the brothel, right? During the day, they could leave the house if they had an escort, being the madam. Right? Or if they wanted to go for a walk around the block. They were not allowed to go to anywhere else. They were not allowed to go into town, to the shops, to the race course, to the hotel. This thing was called containment. And containment didn't get lifted until the year 2000.
Yeah.
So that was really, really interesting.
I was just worried that someone in the brothel would recognise me.
You're an idiot. That was really interesting, that bit. And what was the other thing we were talking about? Security.
Oh.
One of the people asked about security and she said you didn't need it back then. The police ran the brothels, so... the police didn't run the brothels.
Detectives.
The detectives. So, in those days also, or in Western Australia, only females were allowed to run a brothel. They weren't allowed, and no men. So if you got married, say I was the madam and I got married, John would not be allowed to step foot in that brothel.
Why?
Because you heard the lady, because they say it's a female institution type thing. You're selling the female body, and so men shouldn't have any part of that. The detectives of the town... Oh, I remember what you wanted to say about the waiting list.
Oh, the waiting list.
Back in the day,
yeah.
So back in the day, before the internet and all that, if a girl wanted to work at these brothels at Kalgoorlie, they had to apply through the police station. And there was an 18-month waiting list.
18 months.
18 months.
18 months.
So they would...
Crazy.
And they would come and work, and some of them would only work for 6 weeks, some for a couple of months. But that would be enough to make them enough money
to last a whole year.
To last a year.
And travel first class wherever they went.
So if they left, for them to leave working in the brothel, they had to tell them their madam, and then the madam had to tell the police, and the police would sort of strike them off, and they had to leave town immediately, whether it be bus, plane, or train. They had to leave the town immediately. a lot of the girls came back to work, but to do that they had to go back onto the waiting list to work another 18 months, apply through the police. They had an interview with the policeman.
I bet they did.
And then had to work.
And it was a 50-50 split, whatever they made.
Yeah.
Apart from extras, obviously.
So, yeah, they would make... So there'd be like a cost. They'd come to the starting stores. Say it was $300. The working lady got $150. The house got $150. And then they could do extras. When the man went into the room with them, they could ask for extras. And then that girl got that money, slipped it in her boot. Basically. So there was some interesting stuff. There really was.
There was some interesting stuff. I just think
it was just a
no. I just think they shouldn't have it as a working
brothel. It's not a
I want to go up there tonight and see the starting stores.
Yeah,
it's the only reason I came to Kalgoorlie for.
It was. It literally was.
It's closer than it's closer than Amsterdam.
It literally was the only reason we decided to come.
I'm out of here now.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I don't need to borrow the money off you anymore.
Oh, okay.
There's none
it's not a working brothel. She said these days there's plenty of working girls, but they don't work from brothels, which brothels was like a safe haven. They made sure they had the medical checks each month. They made sure they were safe.
And if a condom are broke, got to tell them this.
Oh!
If you don't listen to this, just turn away now.
Do you want to tell them or do you want me to
No, you tell them. You
okay.
tell them.
So one night a girl came running out to the madam and said, "Have you got any Coca-Cola?" And she's like, "What do you want Coca-Cola for?"
Back then, glass bottles back then.
Glass bottles. She said a condom broke. And she's like, "A condom broke and you want
a drink
of Coke?" And this was when this lady, who's been there for 34 years, but it was when she first started as the madam there. Right. Apparently, back in those days, all over the world, working girls would use Coca-Cola as a douche. If you don't know what a douche is, look it up.
Look it up.
Until they found out that Coca-Cola is quite corrosive and they're putting it in their hoo-has. And
in their woo-has?
In their hoo-has.
Where the woo-has?
I didn't say woo-ha, I said hoo-ha.
Where the woo-has? Where the woo-ha? I don't know.
Shut up. So could you imagine, what they used to do was shake the bottle.
Oh. Turn away if you don't want to hear the rest of it.
And their little hoo-ha would get a little washout. And they would think that would work. Anyhow, the madam said to them, to this girl, I don't know.
It was super cold or something.
Oh. And the madam rang the nurse, who then rang the doctor, and the doctor said, "No, it's corrosive," and to go to the pharmacy the next day to have the morning after pill.
Yeah.
But, yeah, imagine that. That's have you heard about that? Pop that in the comments below. Have you ever heard about the women doing that with Coca-Cola?
Mm-hmm. And also we went to this...
Are you going off the brothel?
I'm going off the brothel.
Okay, John hasn't had tablets today.
I'm running out of my tablets.
So, okay.
But we went to the museum. And the stuff they used to do with what's that drugs? I can't remember.
Cocaine.
Cocaine and stuff. In the old days. Wow.
I'm going to interrupt John there. John, that was not when we were in Kalgoorlie.
That was here?
No.
Was it?
That was in Coolgardie. That was the last town.
John, it wasn't here?
No, John.
Okay. Cut that bit out.
I'm going to leave that in there. This is what I live with. This is what I have to deal with. It's like, where are you going with this? And then he gets cranky with me and I go, "Oh, John, that happened a week ago."
No, I'm just testing you to see if you're on the game.
Anyhow, if we think about more of what that lady told us, about the brothel.
Yeah, it was interesting in that respect, but they just should re-advertise it as...
It's not a working brothel. It's not a working brothel.
Because we're going to drive up there tonight and look at the starting stores.
We did actually want to, because I remember, and I can't remember if it was my mum and dad. My mum and dad went on a trip, like I'm talking... Were you around when Mum and Dad went around overseas?
For about 6 months.
Yeah. So they went overseas and they went to Amsterdam and there was starting stores over there. And I think it was my sister that came on when she was like probably in her early 20s. She came for a holiday in Western Australia, and I'm sure it was her that came to Kalgoorlie. Could have been Mum and Dad, but I remember them talking about the starting stores.
Yeah,
and I feel like Yeah, it was that last town, John. And I feel like they told me you could actually just walk past and just talk to the girls, you know, say good day to the girls yourself if you wanted. Then they just
I want to do that.
Yeah, so can't happen. All right, if we think of something else, we'll pop back in again.
Okay.